didn't go anywhere. You know.
Sorry about that little hiccup.
Yeah, you know, everyone really excited for this match. The OBS was so excited it crashed, so you know, I don't really blame our software there. But yeah, I hope you're all ready for some. I think from this point you're about to see some crazy gameplay. Not that the gameplay wasn't crazy already, but it's gonna get really crazy here on out.
Now it's going to get very, very serious.
Yeah. If you're unfamiliar with Tetris, this might be hard to watch. Not that it's like, you know, bad, but like hard to keep up.
Absolutely. It's just so fast. You have to be adjusted with these two.
You know, there's definitely some nerves there going in, like we were talking earlier, going into this match against such an intimidating opponent, but I think we are getting into this warm-up here, and looks like the player cams are flipped, unfortunately. Maybe get that sorted real quick.
And once again, unoptimal SDSD number 1000. It just happens so often. The SDSD you take because you're like, it's there, I can take it, and then you have to break back to back.
Yeah, of course. Just happens sometimes. Looks like we flipped the screens around, which is nice, but I think we might have to do some lobby rejoining shenanigans there. Rainbow Dash taking the warm up, but you know, again, never assume the result of the warm up is going to be the result of the match. And you know, I think some players probably like, you know, play around during the warm up a bit. They don't really want to showcase their full power. I mean, could definitely be a factor there. But.
Yeah, I think Kapuru is sort of hiding his macro timing abilities. I believe he is a bit more of a like a macro based player. I think Iceland is also a bit of a strider too, right?
No, she definitely plays very fast. I definitely can't say I've watched too much gameplay of the top 3 seeds, but I do know they're very powerful, and that's what I'm here to see. Some top level Canadian local Tetris gameplay.
Oh yeah, we get to see the Plonker versus Strider matchup. And that.
You say Plonker, but I think it was playing at 3 pieces per second in that matchup.
True, but maybe Iceland was playing at 3.5.
Yeah, relative Plonker. I think Plonker Strider is always relative, you know. There's always like one person, you know, on the offense, one person on the defense, and there's always one Plonker and one Strider, unless they're both playing at the exact same speed.
Can you imagine a Plonker, like X-Ray Plonker playing against A-Rank? They're timing the one line of cheese that's about to be sent over. Still plonking.
And I mean, one line of cheese, still something valid to time, right?
Absolutely.
One line of cheese can definitely ruin your day.
Especially with garbage +1, it is totally optimal to accept cheese. Actually, I think there's this one player, I remember he said something like, I like accepting cheese because it gives me stuff to down stack. I was like, what are you talking about?
Well, it definitely depends on the situation there, but as we are getting into our first match, both players opening with TKI, but different follow-ups on these players. Kapuru kind of matching the speed here. Rainbow Dash playing slowly, but still kind of has the LST setup going, but both players, and you know, we were discussing back-to-back earlier, and definitely seeing some of that now. Trading surges there, both 7s.
Yeah, super fast LSD coming out of the gate, very exciting to see, and Kapuru still maintaining quite a good speed. As the players are settling into the mid game, they're actually starting to match speed, so maybe I was wrong about my initial blonking assumption.
Yeah,
we might get to see a lot of striding from Kapuru.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's necessarily striding. I think all these players just have the capability to play fast when they need to play fast. Rainbow Dash doing some T-spins on the board, slowly building a back-to-back again, and Kapuru actually not too much back-to-back, but does open the well, and if you can open the well, you're looking really safe here. Rainbow Dash in a rough situation, and Kapuru takes the first point.
Oh, exciting stuff, exciting stuff.
You're hearing some people clapping.
Cheering in the background. I think the audience is getting into it too.
Rainbow Dash, I think that was a Mr. T-spin opener, maybe not too familiar anymore, but
oh yeah, with the DT follow-up. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely a rare opener, and Kapuru at the top of his board now, looking a bit worse for wear, but as I said, that just downstacks all the way to the bottom. He's got that downstack on today.
I hope at this point we start to get to see players having a lot more control over when they break surge. Although it is still difficult when your opponent suddenly sends a big spike, but maybe we'll get to see the interesting surge break timing that I was mentioning earlier.
Yeah, and speaking of surge, Rainbow Dash, highest surge we've seen at the tournament today, I think. Back-to-back 13, but has to break it immediately there. That misdrop cannot, that misdrop caused the surge to be unable to continue.
And that also shows just how hard it is to find a vulnerable window for these high-level players, because Kapuru was recovering from a misdrop, and he still managed to live the oncoming spike. So, yeah, it's like what do you even do? Like, what is the vulnerability window?
Yeah, well, I mean, in that case, it was kind of a misdrop on Rainbow Dash's end there, and that is kind of a risk when you're holding such a high surge, because if you greed and you just want to hold the surge for so long, if you make a misdrop, that's like huge amounts of time wasted.
Yeah, we also got to see a nice short surge from Kapuru earlier. Not doing. Oh no! And dying on 8 surge. You hate to see that. Oh, just couldn't find a skim anywhere.
Dying
really
on 9
moment.
surge, man. Like, that's like dying with flash up. Shout out League of Legends. Okay, never shouting out League of Legends again. Anyways, all clear from Rainbow Dash on her side of the board, but no good follow up here. Just has to down stack.
Oh, the 180 Z spin. Fumbles around with a little bit, but still pulls it off.
Yeah, but that means a surge back-to-back nowhere to be found for Kapuru. Just has to build it up again from scratch. Bit of a send there from Rainbow Dash, but fully cancelled as Kapuru goes into some fancier T-spin setups there.
Ooh, and that is what I love to see. Heart shape from Kapuru. Shout out to Gohan.
Rainbow Dash is board. Not looking too good here. A lot of messy stuff to dig through, but Kapuru has the 12 surge.
Kapuru, please break. Let's go!
Finally sends it. I don't know if that's like a caster's curse or a blessing. Tetrio on the screen froze for a bit, but you know by that amount of surge who won that round.
Yes, and that is the game awareness. You're screen peeking a bit, and you see your opponent's in a bad situation, and you're like, time to break surge.
Yeah, I just saw Kapuru physically screen peek on the camera. That is crazy. That's like some classic Tetris stuff. like you look over at the other person's CRT, but you love to be first here. My monitor is no longer working. I cannot see the game. Oh, it's back. We're back. And speaking of being back-to-back 10 there, broken by Rainbow Dash, big send, but Kapuru, board looking messy, needs to down stack a bit, but yeah, that cheese is actually going to be a big issue if it doesn't get solved quickly enough. There you go.
Didn't even Rainbow Dash, not even needing to break surge there, just sending pure attack.
Yeah, incredibly even round here. As we go into the next part, Kapuru doing a perfect clear, and perfect clear. The raw offensive power has been nerfed, but the fact that it's an opener that leaves your board relatively clean is always, something that's a very desirable quality about it.
Yeah, definitely. I remember liking that opener quite a lot in Season 1. PCO decline. Oh, and that's not a great misdrop. You can see trying to forecast the T-spin, but didn't quite have the right line clear.
Yeah, I had to clear that out. Definitely not a clear forecast there for Kapuru, but going to the next match, Rainbow Dash kind of stalling a bit. Very intentional there. Mr. T-spin coming out super fast with the DT follow-up to boot. And oh, look at that garbage. Can't actually get the C-spin, and so much sent. 26 spike in total. But Kapuru gonna be able to survive here.
Yeah, it's nowhere to be found. Kapuru immediately vanishing that spike into thin air like Houdini.
Yeah, but Rainbow Dash still unrelenting on the attack, doing some all spins, but not really using them to maintain back-to-back. Obviously, hard to maintain back-to-back when there's so much cheese on your board. Being sent by both players actually to each other. Very cheesy matchup, I'd say.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Kapuru fumbling with this L piece. It's gonna leave a really bad bonus
that
stack.
piece doesn't skim.
Oh, clutch clear, but it's not enough. Rainbow Dash taking another point, and it is first to 7, so not match point yet. Still a ways to go.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash really loving this Mr. T-spin opener. Not the most common.
That is pretty cool. Actually, that DT follow-up is really cool. I'm a fan.
You may be a fan, but Rainbow Dash maybe not too big of a fan of what's happening on her board right now. A lot of down stack to go, and you know, kind of in the same situation as Kapuru last round. Kapuru kind of Uno reversing it here to close the gap.
Kapuru didn't let Rainbow Dash hold that lead for more than one round. Very close stuff here.
Both players now going into PCO, but they're building the PC on opposite sides. Neither player is able to find it though as we transition to mid game off that. But Rainbow Dash board looking pretty nice here. Using some back-to-back there to establish that surge. Has a surge of 6 now, and is looking to build more.
Ooh, huge 19 spike from Kapuru.
Oh, that's a bad
It
misdraw.
seems to have affected Iceland because, or Rainbow Dash because of the misdraw. Oh no, the eyepiece! Oh, does safely get it over, but it just took way too long.
Yeah, and
Hate
that
it when that
amount
happens.
of delay, you know, you have to spin it like a few extra times. That's like, you know, 1 or 2 seconds extra, but 1 or 2 seconds is an entire bag when you're playing at 3 PPS.
Yeah, it's like a whole era just passed.
You know, 1 or 2 seconds. It's like, you know how they say like dog years pass quickly. Like 1 second is like, can you convert seconds into bags? Like, just think about that for a bit.
Yeah. How old is how old is my back-to-back in human years?
I don't know, but definitely need to. I don't know. There's just something to watch out for. Can't really think of a joke there to continue. But yeah, both players really low on the board now. Kapuru doing some T-spins at the bottom.
And then, oh, looks like they're still kind of struggling to get some back-to-back going. Kapuru with the awkward stack, but finds a solution, and maybe didn't need to get back-to-back going as it's still able to kill Rainbow Dash.
Kapuru with the lead here going into the back half of this match. Only 2 more points to win, and you know, if you're either of these players, winning winners finals, you know, pretty big boon because you get to skip an entire. Like if you lose here and go into losers, you have to win like 2 whole rounds, and I don't think either of these players want to play against each other for too much.
Oh, and huge break from Kapuru defensively as he realizes he's in a very bad spot. Struggling to live. Oh, just barely does not make it out on that last bit there. 5-5, tied up yet again.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash not relenting on the pressure at all. When she needs to lock in, she can lock in. As it is basically a 1-2 now. Either of these players only need to win 1 more match here in order to take it and make it out of winners and lock into grands.
Nice spin from Kapuru there with the J piece.
And stacking up pretty aggressively to continue the attack. Kind of ignoring a lot of the garbage on his side of the board, but he's now going to down stack and still sending some cheese on the way down. So really efficient play from Kapuru. Rainbow Dash though not phased at all, down stacking that as she goes. Just kind of doing some Tetrises though, not really mounting anything huge.
And we see Kapuru waiting there to
that ice spin so awkward.
Oh, to accept before tanking, and it almost paid off. Iceland is in a very bad situation now, but she makes it out anyways. Rainbow Dash, I keep saying Iceland.
Yeah, definitely. But those
This My Little Pony
pieces.
brain rot will be the end of me. Okay, Kapuru at match point. Can Rainbow Dash bring it to tiebreaker?
Speaking of My Little Pony brain rot, we can avoid another. If Rainbow Dash wants to continue the brain rot, she just needs to come back here and win a 6-7. But you know, it's gonna be tough when you're down 2 points, and Kapuru seems to have everything going in his favor here. I think he has the energy, but you know, it could go either way. I think these players very, very evenly matched.
Yeah, and speaking of My Little Pony, there is a very little difference between the skill level of these players, keeping it super close here.
Yeah, only up 0.2 PPS there from Rainbow Dash, almost the exact same APM. Kapuru kind of taking a lead here. Rainbow Dash just needs to open up that well, and there we go. Well open Rainbow Dash dashes to the bottom of the board.
Oh, and speaking of well, Kapuru and Rainbow Dash are both stacking super well.
Kapuru there getting a bit greedy, wanted to go for some fancy fractal setup, but able to bail out of it in time, knowing when to not greed for the aggressive play, and Rainbow Dash, bad setup on that side of the board, and Kapuru!
Oh, Kapuru wins, wow.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an upset there, Seed 4 and Seed 3. I mean, not like a huge upset, you know, those players very closely ranked, but yeah, well played by Kapuru.
Yeah, but 7-5, that is still such a close match. It really could have gone either way, just depending on the wind.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we can hear the clapping. You can hear the clapping in the back, but there's people here now. We finally got the speakers in the room working. Fortunately, you cannot see us at the moment, but you know you've been hearing our voices for a while. You know who's here.
Yeah, always very exciting to have an in-person audience watching this absolutely beautiful Tetris gameplay.
Yeah, and you know it's just nice being in the room with all these Tetris players. They're all watching. Everyone here, you know some Tetris one way or another, and yeah, again, like shout out to UBC Esports for hosting this event for all the local Tetris players.
Okay, so next up, I believe it will be the losers finals. So it should be Rainbow Dash versus will it be Hue or?
I think Rarity versus Hue
Rarity
is going to be played first, and
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna see some crazy horse racing in this lower bracket.
Absolutely, yeah.
Rarity versus Fluttershy and whoever wins that has to face Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, actually, because we're on the subject of horses, do you think we could get a bet going, a channel points bet maybe? Would that be possible?
Well, I'm not sure if the production is ready to be able to do that yet, but you know, people bet on horse racing. That's what people do. We do not condone gambling.
Only Twitch points. Only with Twitch points.
Yeah, only with Twitch points.
Well, looks like the priority is still on getting the camera going.
Yeah, the light's not on. Oh, okay, I see. But yeah, Rarity versus Hue 777. This is seed number 1 and 2 fighting each other in losers semis. That's kind of crazy. Who even upset these two?
Yeah. I can't believe these people like are in the losers bracket. They're such skilled players. But I mean, that just goes to show how stacked this little local tournament at BC is.
Right, it was Kipuru. We were just on this. Kipuru did defeat Rarity earlier, and did just defeat Rainbow Dash. You know, it's Kipuru versus the My Little Pony squad, and he's not horsing around. Rainbow Dash Seed 3. Is this the match?
Yeah.
Did we skip the Rarity match? I'm trying to look at the battle file.
Maybe we might be streaming it after.
Oh no, we played the Rarity Hue 77 match. Never mind. Hue 77 actually upset the first seed. Did not get to see the first seed on stream, unfortunately, but Rainbow Dash versus Hue 777 now. Or in game it's Fluttershy. It's been changed again, but
getting into really high seed numbers here. C3 and C2 match.
Yeah.
Or that would be low seed actually.
No, so third is like whoever wins whoever like loses finals. Yeah, so we're just looking at like placements. Whoever losers finals is third officially, because the winner of this moves on to grand finals with and potentially we get a rematch here with Rainbow Dash, or we get Fluttershy here.
Yeah, and I remember watching the match of I think was it Hue versus Hated Danny? Was that a match, or was that the Rarity one?
No, I think it was Hue's Hated Danny.
Okay, yeah. I remember seeing Hue playing a little bit more defensively, and I know Rainbow Dash is again like a very, very fast player. So I think we might get to see again if Hue will be able to beat out the Stride.
Yeah, definitely. Well, like Hue, you know, on paper, higher ranked, or higher seed and higher TR, but I think we're at a point where those gaps don't really matter. These players are all almost basically the exact same skill level, and you know, I'm just here to watch some close Tetris.
Definitely, yeah. I've heard people say that like a low X rank could beat a mid X rank with a few rounds just by catching them off guard by surprise, by trying to do something unexpected, and I wonder if these players will be trying to change up the way they play based on who they're fighting at this point.
Definitely something these players can keep in mind as both these players setting up. Thank you to Plu, been working really hard behind the scenes here, getting things running. And yeah, here we go. Warm-up match first, maybe get a small taster.
Getting into the warm-up, we see Rainbow Dash not doing their Mr. T-spin opener. It's like a bit of a lag. Oh, Fluttershy going with an all clear.
Yeah, doing a C-spin opener that follows up into an all clear. I don't know the exact name of that C-spin opener, not too familiar with it, but you know, there's like a bunch of variants of C-spin openers that are all roughly the same. I don't think one is like crazier than the other. Me personally, I really only know like MS2.
Yep, and I once again have to absolutely take back my statement on plonking or slower playing, as Fluttershy is basically just matching Rainbow Dash's speed here.
Yeah, getting that 8 back-to-back, but has to send the surge early. An unfortunate S-piece there, and the board not in a position to spin it in. As this warm-up continues, Fluttershy looking a bit better, but you know, it's really hard to tell in mid-game because the game state can change so fast.
Absolutely. Quite a lot going on. So much garbage being sent back and forth right now.
Smart L-spin there from Rainbow Dash to open up the well and initiate back-to-back at the same time, but could that have backfired? Rainbow Dash now up to the top of the board, so much cheese.
Ooh, and really unfortunate stack shape there with the garbage hole being covered by just a few Minos, making that very awkward shape that needs multiple pieces to clear out.
Fluttershy going to take that warm-up, and I think their name's been removed from the bottom. Okay. Unidentified player in the building.
Welcome to our tournament, not applicable. Great to have you.
No, that's the same person. We didn't switch them out between rounds. It's Fluttershy. Yeah, I think there's just a few more things we need to set up on the back end here before we get into it. And here we go, first to 7.
Technology is hard.
Winner of this advances to grand. Loser of this is 3rd place. And is there prizing for 3rd place?
I don't think we have prizing for 3rd place, but I'm not exactly sure.
Well, that's for the organizers to figure out as we progress into the mid game here. Fluttershy sent a big spike, but Rainbow Dash sends it right back. And that board state on Fluttershy's side is not looking too great. But as I say that, down stacks all the way to the bottom.
Yep. Still one more line of cheese to get through. We'll see if they can make it out. Oh, doesn't have to. Tops out Fluttershy there.
Yeah, great play there from Rainbow Dash. Not relenting on the pressure. Pushing Fluttershy all the way to the top to head into the 2nd round, and I think I've seen Rainbow Dash do a lot of waiting here. I think just wants a good read of what her opponent's doing, maybe to plan out how she, continues to play this game. And as a result, her PPS not looking as high as it actually is.
Definitely, yeah. You got Fluttershy immediately noticing. It's like, hey, you haven't said anything yet. What's going on? Oh no! Dying on 9 surge. You hate to see it. Just couldn't find a skim.
Yeah, that situation was tough though. Had the TP hole built, but did not have the rest built, and the surge was sent right as she needed to build it. But here we go, DT Cannon actually on Rainbow Dash's side, and Fluttershy not finding the perfect clear on that side of the board.
Yeah, we're seeing Rainbow Dash prefer a lot of these older openers, which maybe means they've either been playing for a while or they just have a bit of a fascination with the older openers.
Rainbow Dash definitely, again, one of our younger players here, but still maybe familiar with openers that are used a lot. Kind of had a color clear there, but not that is really a big deal. Has the cleaner board in this situation for sure, as they keep playing kind of a perfect Tetris well for a bit there.
Yeah, and I think we're also seeing a little bit more all-spin utilization here. Definitely very cool to see.
Fluttershy, though, with a 10 surge built up, using all spins to maintain it, decides to break it now, has a massive well. Can Fluttershy leverage this to take out his opponent? I think the answer is no. Rainbow Dash, great survival.
No, not with that misdrop. That was very unfortunate. Immediately halted all their momentum. Not to mention how at the top they were forced to break their surge at a not so convenient time. Oh,
and Fluttershy, not great eyepiece usage. Finally able to fit one into the well. but definitely on the back foot there as Rainbow Dash is able to continue the surge for free.
Wow, Fluttershy really making it out of that situation alive. Incredible stuff here.
Yeah, great play, but as I say that, again, misdrop on Fluttershy's side of the board. But these
misdrops
eye
are getting
pieces.
really bad. Yeah, it might be the nerves of the fact that we're getting into finals.
Fluttershy is accessing those eye pieces at such great moments, you know.
Yeah.
Partially convenient piece sequence, but partially just good play in general. Fluttershy now though needs to burn through a lot more pieces, but again the down stack is on point for Fluttershy, just taking themselves out of danger very easily.
Oh my gosh. Tons of clean flying back and forth right now. We have a super volatile situation. Both players building back to back at around the same speed, but Fluttershy breaking first. We'll see if Rainbow Dash is going to be able to take advantage of this situation. Oh, forced to break there because of an awkward stack, but Fluttershy didn't have a lot built up at the moment. I think they could have greeted a little more there.
Yeah, well, definitely a hard decision to make if you're at the bottom of the board and your stack gets awkward. Do you greed for a potential higher back-to-back, or do you just break, build that up from scratch again, and get your board in a better state? Bit of an awkward state. Now though for Rainbow Dash, huge eyepiece misdrop. That eyepiece cannot go over. It's going to go to Fluttershy.
That's the worst way to misdrop, just over the well and creating a 9-0. That's really, really unfortunate misdrop there.
And, you know, if you were able to measure this, I'd probably assume eyepiece is the most misdrop piece. It has, you know, some of the funkiest finesse and has some of the funkiest interactions when you're at the top of the board.
Definitely.
And, you know, speaking of eyepiece
of
misdrops, that's a horrible one.
These eyepieces are really not on Rainbow Dash's side today.
Yet Rainbow Dash, you know, lives for a bit, but Fluttershy able to take that out. Oh my gosh. If you build a DT cannon and misdrop on that DT cannon, it's a horror.
Man, what an eyesore.
It's like misdropping Hachi Spin. Speaking of, I have not seen a Hachi Spin in oh my gosh, another eye drop!
Oh, what an eyesore!
Eyesore for sure, and you know, I said eye drop. It's an eye misdrop, but gonna need maybe some eye drops to see the board a bit better here.
Yeah.
Avoid those eyepiece misdrops.
Some eye drops to clean out those eyesores.
And oh my gosh, those misdrops.
No.
Maybe the nerves are getting to Rainbow Dash here. It's just so many misdrops in a row. 3 rounds in a row taking her out.
As much as Vince HG is a good player, his misdrops are not on purpose and do not contribute to his gameplay. Do not misdrop, guys.
Shout out Vince HD, by the way, in the chat right now, actually.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Good suggestion for the drawing there. But yeah, Rainbow Dash, you know, just got to get those nerves in control. A lot of misdrops, and she's been handling them well, but again, misdrop. Just very tragic.
Has the back-to-backs break to defend it, so they are probably going to make it out just fine.
Great defensive. It's a non-lethal misdrop this time, but as long as they keep piling up, it could be risky. But clean board here.
Yeah.
Just needs to see if she can leverage those resources into a kill, take some momentum back.
But in the meantime, Fluttershy has been building back-to-back up once again, and misdrops. Finds a... Whoa! That was actually beautiful.
Oh, those are some fun spins, but Rainbow Dash,
spins from Fluttershy.
Great survival on that side of the board. Counters a lot of it. Got some T-spins of her own to fight back. And yeah, this is a crazy round.
Man, but Rainbow Dash still manages to defend all of it, and then misdrops again.
Yeah, but it's a very slight misdrop. Another slight misdrop there on Rainbow Dash's end. You know, just, again, great survival there. I think she didn't even have Surge to defend with.
Yeah, just pure Season 1 survival.
Yeah, and you know, if you're on Fluttershy's side of the board, you got to be a bit frustrated. That was your knockout move, but doesn't matter. Fluttershy takes advantage. Another T-piece misdrop. It's looking tragic on Rainbow Dash's end.
I think Rainbow Dash has lost to a misdrop like almost every round here.
That's not fine. Taking a bit of time to wait at the beginning of the round, and you know that, aside from being in a debatably advantageous position, it could be getting the nerves under control.
Oh no, definitely not getting those nerves under control still. Finds a very nice way out though. And oh, super big well for Rainbow Dash here. Gonna get a big burst of back-to-back, and right as I say that, another eyepiece misdrop. What is going on?
It has to play safe there, and you know, again, despite these misdrops, Rainbow Dash is still playing exceptionally well, able to recover herself from these misdrops. But again, you just don't want to be in that situation in the first place.
Okay, finds a nice down stack, sending a lot on the way, putting Fluttershy in a bit of a disadvantage. But now Fluttershy is the one with the big well. We'll see if they're able to use it. Not quite, as they decide to all skim it down, but it was still a good down stack.
Yeah, and I definitely say Fluttershy in a more advantageous position in general. When they were getting pressured, it looked like they wanted to greed a bit more, but with this cheese and kind of high up, has to do some inefficient down stacking in order to get out. Still countering the 18 spike there from Rainbow Dash though, so again, just goes to show how strong these players are.
Yeah, I think Fluttershy, knowing that Rainbow Dash is such an APM spammer, they might be a little shy to upstack.
Yeah, definitely don't want to put yourself in dangerous situations, but I think Fluttershy, again, nerves.
Oh, huge well for Rainbow Dash. Please do not misdrop this. Oh,
but
it's beautiful.
Huge misdrop on Fluttershy's end. Back-to-back 9 there. Rainbow Dash takes a point back. Looking to mount the comeback here.
Oh, how the turntables. This time it is Fluttershy with the misdrops. Could it be that Rainbow Dash has finally found some footing?
Maybe here, a perfect Mr. T-spin opener from Rainbow Dash, no misdrops, and since Fluttershy pretty high, and that's a lot of clean with no eyepiece to deal with it, has to do some funky T-spins.
Yeah, speaking of footing, I think Rainbow Dash got some new horseshoes probably.
Yeah.
Oh, but right as I say that, another misdrop.
Yeah, no, you hate to see that.
Oh no. Okay, match point here for Fluttershy. They just have one round and then they win.
Yeah, and on Rainbow Dash's side, so many rounds you need to win in a row, but this is that definitely a player that I know has the capability and is very strong, so definitely do not counter out just yet.
Once again opening with that Mr. T-spin opener that she likes to use so much.
Yeah, I definitely think like Mr. T-spin, not the most meta per se opener, but if it's your comfort opener and you just gotta bring it out, and if it works, it works. But another misdrop has to burn, but a great forecast. But this situation's so hard to down stack out of.
Fluttershy breaking at the perfect moment, right when Rainbow Dash misdrops, and huge 30 spike, just the Pacific garbage patch of garbage being sent over.
Excellent play from both of these players, but Fluttershy is gonna take this. Really tragic series of misdrops there from Rainbow Dash. Definitely got to be frustrating, but I think overall played very well there. Survived for a lot of those misdrops, and I'm hearing that we're going to go on a short break after this, probably to prepare for grand finals and maybe to give my voice a break. I think I've been talking for like 2 hours. But yeah, anything you want to say before we go here?
Yeah, I'm just definitely looking forward to the last matches that we're going to be seeing. It's only going to get more exciting from now on. We're going to have even more intense matches.
Yeah, Kaperu versus Fluttershy. Don't go away. We'll be back shortly, eventually. We'll be back.
Just hold on. Alright, and we are back. Welcome back, every pony, which I say because this is the pony's last stand. The last surviving My Little Pony username.
Yeah, for sure. We have Fluttershy here, Q777, defending it for the ponies. I asked the players if they had any messages for the stream, and that is what he said. So
You mean the bronies? I can't believe I know that. I'm sad.
I feel like it's not that uncommon to know unless it's like an older internet thing. But yeah, and Kapu's message for the stream was come to the UBC Esports Tetris in-houses bi-weekly every Friday. So unfortunately, I probably won't be there because I'm graduated, but hopefully you guys go there and support the Tetris community because again, it's so awesome that this tournament exists.
Absolutely. Please come to the in-houses. And speaking of which, 190 APM round from Fluttershy for the warm-up. Just, oh my goodness. That's crazy.
Yeah, and
Not holding back.
And just a quick rules clarification, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but we will not be having a bracket reset, but it will be best of 3 first to 7s.
Yeah.
So the first person to win 2 first to 7s will be the champion. Interesting format. It's not super common, but we've done it before. Well, what have we done before? I think like a summer series once, Plu Garbo show match, we did that. Yeah, but that's how it'll go. And yeah, pretty excited. And again, shout out UBC Esports, by the way. I haven't commentated in a while, but again, it was super glad you invited me back. And yeah, and even though I haven't done it in a few months, it's been a blast. I always have fun. And hope these players have fun as we hop right into this first game. Kapuru, bad misdrop, but recovered very quickly there.
Wow, such beautiful donations to fix that misdrop. Like, he's outdoing the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with that.
For sure. Incredible donations. Very charitable there, but Kapuru definitely won't be charitable to his opponent as he goes for these constant T-spins. Has to break out there though, and that's a nice well, but has to do some funky spins to access it. Burns an eyepiece in the down stack, but there we go. Accesses the well.
Barely defending with that T-spin there. Oh, has another misdrop to deal with, and I think this is too much now.
Fluttershy's board completely clean, utilizing that clean board to stack those back-to-back attacks all the way to Kapuru. Fluttershy taking the lead here in this first to 7 BO3.
Alright, we have Kapuru opening with PCO decline and Fluttershy with a misdropped MS or
I don't think it's MS. It's the C-spin opener he's been doing all tournament, but it's been working out. It's been effective, and yeah, even though it's been misdropped, able to recover to a stable position real quick.
There's way too many C-spin openers to keep track of. I looked at hard drops paid once and looked for C-spin openers, and there were like 20 entries. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, speaking of 20, 19 spike there from Kapuru. One more line would have done it. It would have made the joke perfect, but can't have everything. But there we go. 20 from Fluttershy actually takes the round.
Thank you, Fluttershy, for saving the joke. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, 2-0-2. If you read it backwards, that's also 20. A lot of 20s here. And ironically, Fluttershy definitely not in their 20s. One of the last, not only the last defender of the ponies, but also the last defender of the high schoolers. Again, a lot of young talent here. Very, very, lot of time to grind Tetris and get good. And up and coming talent is very impressive to see.
Absolutely, they have like a ridiculously fast learning pace.
But speaking of fast, if we're putting on the pressure there, Fluttershy, a lot of cheese on the board, but able to recover. So again, not in too much trouble there, and still stacking up for Tetrises and T-spins.
Ooh, Fluttershy deciding whether he would go for that Z-spin triple or not, decides to opt out of it. Probably a good decision. And finding really nice all-spins once again.
A lot of L-spins there by Fluttershy used to just extend that surge. We're at back-to-back 10 now. And Kapuru, meanwhile, just not finding the most optimal downstacks on his side of the board, and Fluttershy's going to take it up 3 whole points.
Huge spike from Fluttershy there to take advantage of the moment. Very well done.
Yeah, Fluttershy definitely showing that just because the first 2 ponies have been taken out by Kapuru doesn't mean the last one still doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah, it's every pony for himself.
Yeah, definitely, bringing the heat here as Kapuru. We were discussing earlier that he hadn't faced Fluttershy yet in this tournament, and maybe Fluttershy's more stable playstyle, very rarely misdropping, is going to Why did I even say that? He misdrops and Kaperu take the first point.
Kaperu doing a beautiful job there, surviving that 28 spike, 1.5 boards of garbage, and then bringing it back.
For sure, Fluttershy now doing a SDPC type opener, I believe. Kaperu, meanwhile, goes for the LST. Both building up back-to-back, but Fluttershy with the misdrop again. You know, Caster's Curse is very real.
Oh, finds a nice T-spin out of it, and finds another good down stack to survive the 19 spike coming from Kaperu. Kaperu just barely not able to take advantage of that moment of vulnerability.
Fluttershy holding on by the skin of his teeth. A lot of rough moments at the top of the board, but able to survive. And the board is still looking very jagged. It's not the cleanest to dig out of, but with some good spins, I think Fluttershy will be able to recover here. While Kaperu not able to find some huge attacks during this moment of his own. So Fluttershy, yeah, gonna be real safe.
Yeah, it is quite difficult to take advantage of your opponent when they're in a cheesy state, especially at this level where people are so good at finding long combo down stacks, because as you're getting ready to attack, you're just getting sent all that cheese back and you really don't have a chance to capitalize.
Yeah, but meanwhile, again, I'd like to highlight some great survival there from Kaperu, but that misdrop gonna put him in a real tough spot. Some good spins, but did not build out the right side. The P sequence just unfortunate. Fluttershy up 4 points, still maintaining a 3-point lead.
And speaking of lead, looks like Kaperu is going to lead with SDPC this time. Not opting for the PC naturally. It's season 2.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like a variant. I'm not sure. Maybe I haven't played for too long, but playing very well here.
More misdrops from Kaperu. Finds some nice fixes though. Not going for the end. Oh, and gives up at the top there.
Yeah, that board is just too rough. 1 and 5 for Fluttershy.
Not much you can do at that point.
Yeah, and Fluttershy, you know, really just looks like they're running away with it here. Has that acceleration on the final corner in order to burst out ahead of the pack. But you know, maybe Kaperu needs to close this lead.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot
24
of
spike will help.
Yeah, but a lot of misdrops definitely being forced probably by the fact that it's grand finals. A lot of players feeling the nerves.
Yeah, what a great sequence of spikes from Fluttershy, just using that clean garbage. 24 spike, unable to kill Fluttershy, and Fluttershy striking right back. It's 1 and 6 in Fluttershy's favor, and he's looking to close it out and win that first round here.
Oh, and coming out with extended, but not actually going to finish extended. But I think part of the difference here, moving away from misdrops, is that I think Fluttershy is doing a much better job at utilizing garbage as well as all spins, and that's making a bit of a difference here.
Yeah, but this board state looking really rough. Needs another eyepiece there. Misdrop from Fluttershy is gonna give Kaperu another point, and yeah, I think misdrops have really been the downfall of a lot of players in this tournament.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of downfall, Kaperu may be down a lot of points, but I think he has a good chance to make it up back here.
Yeah, not looking to fall down here just yet. All clear from Fluttershy though, back-to-back for Kaperu though. Great clean board, not worried at all.
Okay, Kaperu has to find a way to get out of this 9-0. Finds a nice way to T-spin out of it, but it does require a T-spin. He's going to be cycling quite a lot, and that doesn't leave him with a very good board to work with after he's out.
Yeah, but great smart down stacking combined with, you know, being able to access that burst speed when you need it means Kaperu is out of that dangerous situation. Fluttershy, relatively clean board, but you know, when you are that low on the board, it's sometimes hard to find that extra attack. Maybe you're just used to. Sometimes people are used to just clearing garbage that their opponent sends. So Kaperu able to, you know, put himself in a better situation. Never speak about good situations. Fluttershy takes the first game.
Yeah, very well played there. Just, I think, being able to hold on a little bit better and be a little less nervous, be able to focus more, despite the fact that it's grand finals and your heart is pounding.
Yeah, and you know what? Another thing that's interesting, I think, about this format is in a lot of big Tetris tournaments, you don't really have time to think, get that mental reset, because you just go into the finals, you play that entire finals unless it's a bracket reset. In this format where there's multiple best of sevens, it's a bit more spaced out. So Kaperu has, you know, a bit more time to get that mental reset going, thinking about maybe how to play this next match. Well, what does he need to do to get those misdrops out of the way? What maybe does he need to think about They're facing Fluttershy. But on Fluttershy's end, he's probably thinking about how does he close this out. He's feeling confident, I'm sure, in that lead, but definitely not underestimating his opponent, who's taken out the other 2 of the top 3 seeds. So we'll see how things go here.
Yeah, I think he's getting a little groovy. I think he might be listening to some music to try and get himself to calm down.
Yeah, definitely listening to music. Definitely a way to help focus. But yeah, there's a few minor delays here as we're preparing to go into this next match. But yeah, great to see the players get their chance to think here. Unfortunately, you cannot see Fluttershy. The camera maybe feeling a bit shy right now, but. Yeah, we're just waiting to get into the next round now.
Just a bit of a technical hiccup here.
And one of the cameras went down.
Oops. I think we are unplugging cables that need to stay plugged in.
That's okay.
Mistake.
You've already seen what all our players look like. All our participating players. Don't need to see all of them.
I'm waiting for the day that some engineer invents a device that can work even when you forget to plug it in. That would solve so much headache. Can you imagine?
I feel like that's very. There's definitely some devices you wouldn't want to turn on randomly if they're not plugged in. Like I don't know, like you have like an iron just laying around.
Oh my god.
And it's like on by accident, but you unplugged it, but it's still on.
Can you imagine like your Bluetooth oven like gets some hiccup and then you leave the oven on?
That might be too much cooking. But yeah, you know, with these players probably cooking up some strategies going into the next round. How are you feeling if you're on the back foot here?
If I were Kapuru, I think I would definitely try and immediately stop caring about winning. Right now, it's definitely the desire to win this tournament that makes you very nervous, and while that is a good sign, it shows that you really care about the game, it does cause you to misdrop a lot more. So I would try and completely disengage myself with this tournament, just totally disconnect, and imagine I'm playing a friendlies.
A lot of ways to you know, focus up in a tournament, I'm sure. Yeah, I definitely do remember. Again, like we said earlier in the broadcast, that it's a comparatively unfamiliar opponent. But then again, like he did face the other ponies as his first time, but maybe facing a new opponent this deep into the finals or this deep into the tournament after he's faced so many other opponents already could be tiring.
Yeah. I think it might also be difficult to just think of general strategies to try and employ against Fluttershy too, considering that Fluttershy is a pretty well-rounded player and doesn't have huge glaring weaknesses anywhere.
Yeah, as far as I can see, Fluttershy not really overly specialized into like a single strategy, just very solid mid-game. And, you know, to be honest, that's the scariest kind of player. Any player who has solid fundamentals is hard to take advantage of. Fluttershy camera back, and you see we are cleaning up the venue a bit. Again, shout out to UBC Sports XX and everyone else for helping us set up and tear down.
You are so welcome. I say here, I'm not cleaning up, I'm commentating.
Nah, commentary is hard work as well. We've been here for quite some time, and these players have been too as we kick off the second first to 7. Remember, if Fluttershy wins this one, that's the tournament, but if Kapuru wins this one, he needs to win another. Kind of unfortunate for him since he did start in the winner's bracket, but, you know, that's our format. It is what it is.
Yeah, definitely a little unconventional.
Kapuru just stacking up here. Nice T-spins as the board is still a bit messy, but able to cancel a lot of the major attacks as Fluttershy reaches the bottom of his board. No more attack to be found. Not much though.
Just barely down stacking out of there, having to sacrifice the board a little bit, but it's not going to be so detrimental.
Yeah, but Kapuru not able to really find much back-to-back during this down stack in Fluttershy. That mini surge is gonna be a bit annoying to go through. Kapuru still, you know, does have the time to go through it, and yeah, we continue being in a comfortable mid-game for
Kapuru.
And
big 15 spike puts Fluttershy in an awkward spot. And speaking of back-to-back, we are so back with Kapuru getting the first point on the board here.
Yeah, great round to win if you're Kapuru. Get that early confidence in the round and see if we can carry that to a match point of the first to 7s. But Fluttershy not going to let that keep him down.
Absolutely. Fluttershy will be fluttering away here.
Nice Z-spin there to set up the T-spin. Has to send the surge early though, so not much of an attack. And has the clean well, so yeah, both these players I think when they both have clean boards are in very stable positions, never really putting themselves in anything bad. I do say that as Kipuru spins the T one too many times and...
Yep, I saw him chuckling at himself there. That was a bit of a silly mistake, but it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, every time I'm about to say, oh, these players are doing the X very well, they go and do something funny. Yeah, just to show you how volatile Tetris is as we head into our third round.
I think I have a theory for why commentators curse the thing. It's either a bias that you just notice all the times it happens, or it's that the players have like a consistent rhythm of when they screw up and then do something good and then screw up again.
Speaking
and
of
then
screwing
by the time
up,
you notice they do something good, they've screwed up.
Yeah, Fluttershy there had the 12 surge but doesn't even need it. Kipuru a few misdrops at the top of the board. And yeah, hoping to stay in it here. Fluttershy misdrops the C-spin opener. That's messy. Can Kipuru take advantage of this though?
That is one of the things about the C-spin opener. It is, oh no, and that's really bad. That's unlivable.
Yeah, no attack, no crazy attack there from Kipuru, but doesn't need it. Fluttershy makes a misdrop of his own near the top of the board, and just a few sends is enough to take him out.
Yeah, as I was saying, these C-spin openers are great. They're powerful and they're clean, and they leave you with a good state for back-to-back, but if you misdrop, it's very punishing.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, people still use openers like TKI, like Perfect Clear, because those are openers where even if you misdrop, the board state is still so stable and so safe. Interesting greed there from Fluttershy to count to 4, but count to 4 at the top of the board is an eyepiece wasted, and yeah, Kipuru gonna go up 3-2 there.
Yeah, it looks like Kipuru has really calmed down. Misdropping less. Please don't misdrop right now. Thank you, Kipuru. You've let the moment pass.
Caster's curse dispelled there.
Let's go.
Further ETHANOL. Congratulations. Players trade surges there, 7 surges, but Fluttershy worst board state and Kipuru 4-2 lead.
Beautiful 200 APM round. These players are so strong.
Sure, and as we go into this next round, I'm sure we'll see more SDPC with the early O. Yeah, it seems like something both players are comfortable with, and again, I'm not sure if this is the standard follow-up. I think it's a perfect clear to be found, but yeah, they're following up nicely, but Kipuru breaks the surge first.
Yeah, let's see if Fluttershy can convert this into an advantage.
Yeah, Kipuru immediately downstacking already, getting to the low on his board, and yeah, very smart decision, stays safe and alive, but maybe not for long with that Z piece.
Ooh. But that again is in a moment of where you want to be a little more thoughtful of when you break back-to-back, and not just because you are combining it with a multiplier or because it's convenient for you.
Yeah, but at the same time, when you've already broken back-to-back, it's hard to make the decision. Like, do I need to stack up another surge immediately, or do I need to just get into a defensive position? Which is, you know, against some players, if they're good enough at holding back-to-back, it can be really risky.
That's very true.
16 spike there from Fluttershy. Kipuru. Awkward pieces, but I think is going to be able to access that well there. Very, very good down stacking from Kipuru shown there.
Yeah, looks like both players are doing quite a lot of skimming, having a hard time getting some back-to-back to build here. But looks like both players are on a pretty comfortable stack now. We might get to see some back-to-back happening.
Some smart spins there from Kipuru to get the surge up to 8, but it's not going to be enough to take Fluttershy out. Responded with an attack of his own, and now Kipuru kind of an awkward spot. A lot of cheese on that board, but it doesn't matter. Fluttershy misdrops Z's and S's.
Looks like the turns have tabled, and now Fluttershy is the one misdropping.
Kipuru definitely looking to take this to a third best of 7. Does not want to go down here. And Fluttershy hesitating a bit, converts that C-spin opener into still a C-spin, but I think not the optimal, but oh no.
That was such an unlucky cue. He was forced to place like 2-3 pieces over the well there.
Yeah, Kipuru laughing there. And I think, you know, sometimes it's hard to have the foresight when your cue is going to be bad to make that response, but yeah, could have maybe stacked a bit differently there to avoid it, but it is what it is. Fluttershy still keeping it close.
Definitely. I think another reason why we're seeing a lot of back-to-back breaking here is because the players haven't really quite gotten super familiar with all-spin. I think they have what I like to call the cheese race all-spin, which is the all-spin vision you get from playing cheese race, which is clean, but it leads into skims rather than another all spin.
Yeah, there's definitely some, some like all spin specific practice you can do, but Fluttershy hopefully has the practice required to get out of there. Even sets up the fractal above it. Okay, Fluttershy.
Oh, the confidence on this man.
Nice play there. Some very fancy stacking. Love to see it, but mostly used defensively. Gets low on his board, and Kapuru, pretty bad board state. It's looking
just
rough.
hesitating for so long there.
Fluttershy evens up the score here. I think he wants to close it out right here, right now. Can Kapuru put a stop to that?
Kapuru can only let one more round slip by.
Or 2 more rounds, but letting 1 more round slip by is already probably mentally taxing. I'm sure he'd rather let no more rounds slip by.
That's very true. That's very true.
Well, both players kind of a messy board, but still stacking T-spins on top of it. Neither player managing to maintain much back-to-back though, and considering the misdrop on Fluttershy's board, he's gonna have to play a bit safe. Cool Z-spin to fix that. Very standard play. I'm still really bad at hitting that kind of Z-spin myself.
Yeah, all spins are definitely very hard to learn. I think even compared to T-spins, just because there's so many more of them.
Yeah. Well, these T-spins are going to need to come in clutch for both of these players if they want to either end this round or continue playing another BO7. And, as late as it is here, so I'm even stumbling over my words. But I would like to see another BO7. I think these players are so closely matched, and their matches are so exciting. I'm glad Kapuru, managed to get over those misdrops in round 1 and is keeping it real close.
Yeah, although the misdrops have subsided a little bit, I think the players are still a little bit nervous. They're playing quite fast and occasionally making some silly decisions that lead to things like eye dependencies. So I think they are still just trying to play as fast as they can out of nervousness.
Yeah, bit of an awkward J misdrop there from Kapuru, and no eyepiece means Fluttershy is gonna take this to match, and dare I say tournament point if he wins one more.
Kapuru cannot afford to lose another round here now.
Man, it's getting real close. Both players with the TKI there. But Fluttershy takes so much garbage on the board, and that positioning is just rough. Kapuru not going down there.
But it's not for the win. It's for Kapuru to just stay in the game here.
With the shrug on the camera, though, feeling a bit nonchalant rather. And oh my god, he's playing so fast with that TKI. But the misdrop because of that speed.
Clear, no. Tiebreaker misdrop. You hate to see it.
Oh.
And ironically, we end out here with a PT. Congratulations to Fluttershy, our UBC Cascadia Cup winner.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do this camera, and then let's get Hugh over here, and then you can present him the thing. Yeah.
And
I assume this is the only one camera.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, running ad block is in turbo. Yeah. Shout out Hugh, big winner of the tournament. Took down the slayer of all the other ponies in this tournament, and I think we're going to present him the award here. All right, our exec is gonna pass over the cup here.
Okay, all right. And this is your trophy. Congratulations, Hugh, for winning UBC Cascadia Cup 2025. Yeah. So what are some of your thoughts on how that match was going? Maybe some strategies you tried to employ against Kapuru?
Hugh, can you name for us?
Turnful opponent,
You don't have to do that, Hugh. Don't listen to it.
Maybe next time.
Do you have any thoughts about that tournament? Congrats on the win, by the way.
Yeah. I feel like yeah. In the end, I feel like the most important thing is just consistency, because I have to be very patient. I can't just think something will kill. A lot of times people live more than you think.
Yeah, of course. I don't think you were one of the most consistent players at this tournament, right? I think you played very stably. You misdropped not too much, but even when you did, you were able to recover. Any thoughts about the experience of competing in a local tournament? I don't know if you've done this before.
Well, I haven't done this before, Actually, most people or like everyone in Tetris community don't even know what I look like.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Most of them also don't know like what my voice is. It's very fun, definitely.
Yeah. Would you compete in another tournament given the chance?
Yeah. Well, if it's close enough, I will.
Yeah. Great thing that we do have these tournaments here in BC. Again, one more shout out to UBC Esports. And anything you want to say? Like any closing thoughts? Any last words?
Not really.
Well, congrats on the victory. There's probably like another prize on top of just the trophy, is there?
Yes, there's also the cash prize.
Yeah, there is a cash prize, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, congratulations, Hugh, aka Fluttershy, for winning this tournament.
Yes, congrats again, Hugh. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Did we have anything else we wanted to?
Okay. Well, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Yeah. Again, shout out to all these players here for coming to this tournament. Shout out to our XX, not just the Tetris ones, but other XX for helping us set up. Shout out to Plu for helping us work the broadcast because boy, she was doing a lot during that stream. Yeah, thank you to everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Shout out to Sir Javis for getting us pizza.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best part. It's the free pizza.
I had a great time commenting. I've said it already many times, but thank you for inviting me back. And
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd be happy to do this again if you were to have other tournaments and I have the time.
Oh yeah, it's great to have you back.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad the department's still doing quite well as far as I can tell. Any closing thoughts? Any messages, announcements for UBC Esports? Well, what about upcoming Cascadia Cup tournaments?
Come to our in-house. Come to the